name is Jennifer. I am a group exercise instructor and physical therapist. Today's Pilates class is going to include a BOSU. Now, if you don't have one, that's fine. I will show modifications for all the exercises, but I will also show how you can do those same exercises on the floor. So don't feel intimidated if you don't have one, or maybe you have one and you just didn't know that Pilates could be done on it. You're using it for other things. So let's have fun. Let's get started. Make sure you're not doing anything that hurts. Really listen to that core and your body, and we'll get started. I had a little friend join me. Well, not little. We'll see if we can get her on the couch. We're gonna actually start in standing to get warmed up. So come on up if you already were down on the floor like me. I am also not gonna play any music, so if you want music on, that is totally up to you. Put that on in your background, whatever your little heart desires. Getting near the holidays, maybe some Christmas music or not. So start in a plie, toe out to those corners. Start to engage through that core system. Pelvic floor up, belly back to your spine, and then you're gonna plie up and down. Getting those legs moving, get some blood flow going. Think about a nice, long, tall posture, okay? As if you were on a wall and you were sliding up and down that wall. Think about squeezing those inner thighs as you come up. We will do some adductor work today. Couple more. And then hold it down. Arms come out to the side around 90 degrees. I want you to rotate. So turn as far as you can, come back center, turn as far as you can, and come back center. So starting to get those obliques warmed up. I'm gonna move it forward a little bit because I'm hitting my wall. Rotate, and again, go at your own pace. Exhale as you twist. Still engaging through that pelvic floor. Close and lift. You are fighting gravity big time here. One more to each side. Hold at center, hands behind the head. We're gonna side bend. Getting side of that body woke up. Don't even know if that was good English right there. Woken up, waking up. One of those days. Think about squeezing as you pull down into that side bend. Squeeze through that rib cage. We will have some side trunk work today. That's really fun on the BOSU. Belly still back to your spine. Keep that core engaged. One more. And pause. Turn your toes forward. Hands on top of your thighs. Flex through your back. So tuck that tailbone underneath you. And then reverse it. Inhale and push your tailbone back and arch your back. Exhale, flex. Inhale, extend. Exhale, flex. Inhale, extend. Exhale, flex. Inhale, extend. Something tells me my hair might get pinned up. One more time, roll it all the way up and come onto your BOSU. So you're gonna take a seat, and I'm gonna kind of pull it back on my mat right now. Okay. So, sitting on your BOSU. And again, you cannot do this if you have a full ball. I mean, you can sit on a ball, but the stuff we're doing is not modifiable to a full TheraBall if that's, if you've got one of those. So starting with a half roll back here in sitting. You're gonna get your buns right in that bullseye, and you may have to adjust a little bit as you get a feel for this, okay? But once you get that pelvic floor pulled up and that transverse abdominal muscle back, extend those arms out, lengthen your spine up here for a moment. And then you're gonna start to round into that C curve. So tuck your tailbone, tuck your belly towards your spine. So rolling back into a half roll back. Same thing if you're on the floor, okay? Identical. Sit on the floor, go into your half roll back. Now your options on the ball or the floor are to either come to your tippy toes, or if you feel like you're stabilized enough, start to pick your feet up and hold that. So unstable surface is gonna constantly move around. Your body's gonna have to adjust the whole time you're on there. Keep pulling that tummy back to your spine. Create some length in that neck. Drop those shoulders down. can, lower the feet, hug yourself tall, kind of overarch the back. Now we're gonna go into that same position. This time we're gonna move the arms. So one arm's gonna come up, one arm's gonna come down, and you're gonna keep alternating those. So if you're on the floor, same thing. Get that core engaged, come into your half roll back. Now movement with the arms might change your feet. Maybe you had them elevated and you go to move and you're like, oh, not good stability there. Put your tippy toes back down. Okay, or maybe you're on your toes and you need to go flat. So again, listen to your body. There's no specific pace for your arms, just slow and controlled. Couple more. Finish one on each arm, and then put your feet down and hug it up. Now, you can make this next round more difficult if you want. If you've been on the BOSU before, you know half roll backs, you can adjust your legs even more to be out extended, like leg locked. Go ahead and roll back into your position again. Pick those feet up if you can. And this time the arms are gonna lift at the same time. So if you wanna bring your feet out a little bit more, you can. Longer lever makes it harder to control. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. And again, if you're on the floor, it's the identical movement. One more time. Now pause. See if you can push yourself just a little more. If your feet are up, maybe extend the knees a little bit. Maybe try to straighten those legs out. And it's okay if you wobble, that's the point. Release them down and roll it up. Balance is one of those, if it doesn't look like it's challenging and it feels easy and you could do it all day, you are not working your balance. You have to challenge it and really make your brain feel a little uncomfortable with what you're doing. So, transitioning to a roll up. Again, if you are on the floor, roll all the way down. If you've got your BOSU, you're gonna push it to the end of one side of your mat, and you're gonna come on down with those legs on top of that BOSU. Arms are gonna extend overhead, okay? Now, if you do have a TheraBall, you could put your feet up on a ball for this one. Get that nice strong core set, pelvic floor in, squeeze your legs together. So my inner thighs are fired, my quads are contracted. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time, extending out, C curve again, sitting, kind of crunch, reach, all right? This is where those hamstrings are gonna fight you a little bit. Try to sit up as tall as you can, fight that hamstring leg, and then I want you to roll down as slow as you can, one vertebrae at a time, until you ease into those last few degrees. Do not arch your back and lift your rib cage. Keep that compressed even as you exit out of that each time. Exhaling, push, C curve, tuck the belly back, 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 and roll. Going at your own pace. I tend to keep moving a little bit, so my butt must walk when I do these. Roll it back, roll it back, roll it back. And again, it's not about how fast these ones go. Really think slow and controlled. It's much harder to pick yourself up and lower yourself down one vertebrae at a time versus a big karate chop like I just did. Think about somebody has a hold of your wrists and they're kind of pulling, nice and slow, and then helping you lower down. My feet are dragging on the ball now. One more time. And release. I'm going to scooch myself back towards my ball a little bit more. Now my feet are going to maintain the position that they're in, right on top of that BOSU, okay? Now, again, if you're on the floor, I'll show you a couple different options, but from here, hands are gonna go back behind your head. We're gonna go into some trunk rotation. So we're gonna kind of play with crisscross a little bit. So belly's down, okay? You're gonna come up into your curl, and then let's start with the same leg. So I'm gonna pull in my left leg here. All right, and then I'm going to tap that ball with my toe. So I'm going to rotate over, pulling that knee in, and then tap the ball. Now, same thing on the floor. You can extend the leg on the floor and tap the floor from here, okay? You can also keep the other leg bent and do a single, or if you'd rather do a more traditional kind of crisscross with a kick out, that's totally fine too. So, core set in your curl, tap your ball, and then rotate. We're gonna do 20. Pause for that slight exhale. Not slight exhale. You are exhaling. Exhale 3. Exhale 4. Exhale 5. 6. 7. Try to really get that elbow to the outside of the knee. 8. Belly back, pelvic floor in. 9. 10. 11. 12. And you don't have to be pointed the whole time. I mean, you can flex your foot if you'd rather prefer. 5 more. 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now hold it. Extend your leg nice and long. Reach to the outside of that leg, and we're going to pulse it over, over, over. 3, 4, 5. You can also keep it bent or down. 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 30. Bring your hands back behind your head. Roll it down. Replace the leg on the ball with the other one. Tap your ball. Get your core set. Come up into a little curl to start. And other side rotation. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, keep breathing, 18, 19, and 20. Now extend the leg if you can, pointer flex, I don't care, relax your foot, reach to the outside of that leg and pulse it over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19. And release it down. Extend it out. All right, nice job. Now we are actually going to be doing a bridge a little differently from the ball. So again, if you're on the floor, you're going to do a regular shoulder bridge with us. your options are to put your feet on the ball side for this, or the challenge would be if you flip it and you have ball side down. So if you've not seen a BOSU, or again, you're not really sure what it is or anything like that, the BOSU is for both sides up, right? So there's the BOSU. So you can use this apparatus either ball side down or flat side down. So this is, again, gonna make this a little bit more unstable of a surface. If you have a TheraBall, you can put your legs out extended on the ball and do a bridge from there, okay? Now, feet are gonna go on the ball, and I'm gonna scooch my butt really, really close to my BOSU, okay? So I'm pretty much kind of in a 90 degree at my hip, right? Now, the other day I had shoes on with this, so we'll see how this goes. If I'm a little slippy slidey, I may have to throw them on real quick. Now, belly down and in, hands strong into the floor, shoulders back. Get that core really stabilized and start to pull yourself up into that high bridge, okay? Now again, my pressure's at my neck. That's why I can turn and look at you in the screen. So make sure that you're not pressing so far back into your head. Now you're gonna press up, squeeze those buns, lower halfway down. Press up, squeeze your buns, lower halfway down. There's 3. Really take advantage of some nice gravity on this with your pelvic floor. At the top, really squeeze that in. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, keep that belly compressed, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, we're going to 30, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, there's 30. Now pulse it up. You ready? Pulse, 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 pulse. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Give it a good push, squeeze. Now slowly roll that down. Butt comes back to the floor, and then pull those knees into your chest. Hopefully you felt that. That should really make a big difference in those bridges when you're on that unstable surface. All right, now from here, we've got a side lying series on the ball. So you're gonna flip it back over so that it's flat side down. I'm gonna just put it like in the middle of my mat. So you're gonna want at least some of your mat underneath your forearm so that you've got a little cushion, especially if you're on hardwood floor at home, okay? So side of your body is gonna be on top of the BOSU. So if I'm mirroring you, I'll call this my right side, and we're gonna lay down on top. So the pelvis is right in that bullseye, all right? Now from here, we've got a couple different things. So I need my timer. So we're gonna hold our legs up for 45 seconds. We're gonna do some slow flutter kicks, or scissors, however you wanna think about them. And then we're gonna be doing some double leg lifts. Now here's some of the tricks on the BOSU for this. If you're like, okay, I can't, my legs don't even go up, I can't get them up. Try moving yourself a little bit farther forward towards your head. You might have too much of your body weight hanging off the other side of the ball to get your legs up, okay? Vice versa, if you get up here and you're like, I don't know why she thinks this is hard, this is like super easy, I could do this forever. You need to put more of your weight towards your feet on your BOSU, okay? So you may have to inch it a little bit, pick that pelvis up and move it to a point where it feels challenging, but good form. Now, most of the time when people get on their sides, they forget about the front of their trunk. This still has to be compressed. That transverse abdominal muscle does not get a break here just because you're on your side, okay? Even side planks for people. Front belly, I find people like just let it hang all on out because they're so focused on the side. I want you to think about this series like a reverse plank, side plank. So if you're at home without the BOSU, here's your options, okay? You can come on down and work on a lift, scissor with our slow flutter, and our double leg lift. If you would rather be in a side plank from your feet or your knees, that's fine too. Then you could come down for your flutter, then you could always come back up into your side plank for some hip lifts. That would basically simulate what we're doing. So all we're doing is those exercises, but just reversed. So instead of our bottom side working, top side is working. I'm sorry, I know that was a lot of explanation, but sometimes people haven't necessarily done this series on the BOSU. So 45-second hold, pelvic floor is in. You can point your feet, flex your feet. I don't care what you do with them. Belly back, okay? Really think about pulling with this top side. I am squishing my hip towards my armpit. So my whole rib cage is kind of like this accordion that has been squished in. I don't know, I just think of an accordion. Probably because I'm part Polish. All right, keep breathing. You're almost there. Okay, now, point your flex your feet, I don't care. We're gonna slow, scissor, and flutter. Okay. So again, I'm maintaining stability in my trunk. We've got some shoulder blades, shoulder stability as a bonus on this one. Really keep pulling that hip towards that armpit. And again, if it feels too easy, put more of your weight towards your feet on the ball. You've got 16 seconds left. All right, feet back together. Leg lifts. We're gonna lift. Fold in half at your waist. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, one more, 20. Now you can actually lay it over that ball. Open up that top side. That feels really good. We're gonna stretch that more obviously at the end, but just get a little opening right now. Okay, now before we flip and do the other side, we're gonna do a bird dog. And then after we do the other side, we're gonna do another bird dog, but we're gonna tweak it a little bit. So same thing can be done on the floor. I don't think I need to demonstrate. You're basically gonna have, if, let's see, our right side was down. So I want you to put your right leg right in the middle of the bullseye, so your knee. Try not to have your foot in contact with the floor. You're actually gonna keep it up. Now, pull that belly up to that spine here, pelvic floor in, hands on the ball or the floor. And then you're gonna lift your back leg up. Okay, kneecap is towards the floor. I'm not rotated out with my hip, so drop that hip down. If you feel stable enough, you're gonna reach out the opposite arm. So if my left leg is back, my right arm is out. Again, really keep tucking up, pull it up, pelvic floor in, breathe, create length in those limbs.
and release. Switch it to the other leg. So left leg in the bullseye, right leg back. And pick that up and extend it out. So opposite arm, opposite leg reaching. And release that in. Now, we're gonna do that side series on the other side. So I'm gonna put my left side down on the BOSU, getting my pelvis right in that bullseye, or again, on the floor, doing your modified exercises, okay? All right, here we go. Core set, lift those legs, squish in. That was a little too easy. I'm gonna squish myself towards my feet and then hold it. There we go. Now that feels right. All right, 45 seconds. Squeeze that hip in, okay? Right through this waistline, right through that rib cage. Pull, core engaged. And breathe. If there was something different you wanted to do with your arm, you can. You can put it to your side, you can put it up, you can put it over, whatever. Not really focused on the arm right now. Two and one. Now, slow flutter, scissor. All right, now legs back together. Here we go, fold in half, leg lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull it in right here. 10, halfway there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Lay out over that ball. Give yourself a little stretch through that side. All right. Now, we've got our second bird dog series. So this time, instead of staying in a straight plane with our arm and leg, we're gonna diagonal them. So you're gonna reach toward the corners of the room or the corners of your mat, okay? So, I think I finally had it with my hair. So we're gonna bring it up, and because we did the first leg of the side, we worked on the other side, let's do that here. So I want you to put your left knee right in the bullseye, pick that foot up off the floor, extend the leg and lift. You're still gonna reach out to start, and then you're gonna try to diagonal them. So you're reaching towards the corners. And if that feels a little too much, you could just do an arm, or you could just do a leg, or you can bring it back center. Bring it center and release it in. Switch to the other leg. Extend it back. Get yourself set. Get that core pulled in. Extend the arm and then corner it. Bring it center, bring it in, and take it off of your BOSU, okay? All right, now we're gonna work some adductors, okay, inner thigh. We're gonna use the ball as a leg prop, so it's kind of nice. It sort of helps get that top leg out of the way, but I will show you, again, modifications for the floor. You're gonna be laying out on the mat and push your BOSU off the center of your mat towards the front, okay, of your mat. And then you're gonna scooch your body way forward, get a little sip of water, on your mat so that you're gonna be really on the edge of your mat. So I'm gonna come way forward on it. And then my top leg gets to rest on it, okay? It's kind of gonna prop it up so our bottom leg can lift. Now, if you do not have the BOSU, you can do the same thing with the leg in front. So if I was laying down, I'm gonna prop this foot in front, okay, and be lifting my bottom leg. So that would be your modification. If you prefer to work your adductors in a different position, up on your forearm, top leg behind, totally fine. But I'm gonna lay. Now make sure you're not lounging all over your BOSU, okay? This is not like forward, like hugging a body pillow, okay? Your hips have to be stacked still. So it's like your back is up against a wall, yeah? And that knee is about hip height. So 90 degrees up with that flexion. Now you can do whatever you want with your bottom arm, okay? Bottom leg, push it long, okay? Push out through your heel, drive it away from you. Kick in that quad, pull your core in, and then lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, keep that core in. We got 10 more singles. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pulses at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29. Hold, slight point to your foot, circle no bigger than a dinner plate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other direction, we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Woo, I felt that. All right, we're gonna flip it around. We've got the other side to do. So bring yourself around. Top leg gets to be supported on the BOSU. Come way forward on your mat. Get yourself in position. Again, no body pillow hugging your BOSU. Extend the bottom leg and lift. 1, 2, core in. 3, 4, strong and controlled motion. 8, 10, 12, 15, 18, 22, 27, 28, 29, 30, pulses up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25, 27, 28, 29. Hold, slight point, circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Other direction, 10, 9, 8, almost there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down and release those legs. Okay, the last direction that we have to work on is some extension in our back. So other than that bridging that we did, we haven't really extended our back, our spine, our hips. So you're gonna take your BOSU, you guys are almost there, and you're gonna put it on your mat. You can leave it on the floor if you want. Now if you have a TheraBall, you can use this. And you're gonna be on your belly on your ball. If you're on the floor, do the same thing, just laying flat on the floor, all right? So, belly is now into the ball. My legs are gonna extend behind me. You can drop them down if you want, if that's a little more comfortable, and you can always use your fingertips to kind of help lift that upper body up and down. But otherwise, tuck your toes, straighten those knees, lock them out, squeeze your buns, okay? Now, your belly still has to be compressed and tight. Do not bulge it into the ball, okay? And if this is really uncomfortable, maybe you just had breakfast or something, go flat on the floor, okay? Sometimes this doesn't feel very good, but it shouldn't be all up underneath that rib cage and that sternum. I don't want it pressing into the stomach so much. It's like just below there. So legs are extended. You have a couple arm options. They can be at your side for your lift, by your head, or overhead reach and lift, okay? So here we go. Get that core set, and we're gonna lift and lower, extending through that back. My neck is neutral. As I lift, I am not cranking it up and looking at the side wall. Keep your spine neutral. Couple more. And release. Now, you're gonna scoot yourself forward towards your head a little bit, like I just kind of did, like a little body roll forward. And then your forearms are gonna come down and your legs are gonna go back extended, and we're gonna do double leg lift. Okay, so again, for some hip extension and a little bit of that back stability here in this position. Now again, if you go to lift your legs and you're like, can't get them up, then you're not far enough forward on your ball. So keep it inching forward a little bit if you need to, okay? You have two options. You can keep your legs hip distance apart or bring them together, okay? They are very different. I struggle when my legs are together, so I'm probably gonna force myself to do that versus legs apart. I can get a lot higher, but I'm gonna squeeze them together. All right, I'm gonna fire my adductors a little bit more. So squeeze or keep them hip distance, and then lift. Lift, lift. It's not a knee bend, okay? My legs are locked out. I'm not moving my knee at all. Just a little bit further back. I'll probably do a few in each position. Do two more. And release it. And now you can kind of lay like a blob on that BOSU. Just decompress that back. All right, press it up. We've got a balance exercise on the BOSU today. We're going to be in a half kneeling position. If you don't have the BOSU, you can choose to do the same thing on the floor and balance here. You can also stand up and do a single leg stance on your feet, okay? But I'm gonna use the BOSU for this because it's kind of fun. So pick a leg. I don't care which one you do. You're gonna put it right in the bullseye. And again, you're trying to leave your foot off the floor. So try not to be here and balancing, okay? It's a lot of stability there. So get your foot up. Again, pointer flex, I don't care. But keep it off the floor. All right, so we're here and you've got belly back, pelvic floor lifted. You can use your arms for balance, okay? But the goal is to try to get the other leg up and you're balancing, okay? And then we're gonna time it. 45 seconds, that seems to be the choice of the day. Sometimes it's a minute, sometimes I feel like 30 seconds. So you're really taking your foot, your ankle, your toes, all of those muscles and joints out of the equation for this balancing. You get to get your knees moving a little bit because you're got your shin on there. You're using a lot of hip, pelvis, back. It's all of this center of gravity going on in that trunk, on that unstable surface. Hurry. I feel like I make noises when I balance and stuff. I try to rein it in when I'm taping myself. I let one sneak out right there though. Okay, and bring it up. Now, I think that was closer to a minute because I accidentally set my timer for 4 minutes and 43 seconds. I must have hit the 4 twice before I hit start. So we're gonna go for a minute and see if it feels the same. If I get close to 45 seconds and I'm like, no, that feels about right, we'll wing it. It's all good. Some days you just gotta roll with it. So again, really thinking about some nice, tall, lifted heart posture. And again, I kind of have the benefit of some visual feedback too, right? Because I can see myself in the iPad. So if you're at home, you can't really see yourself in anything unless you have a reflection in your TV or maybe a fireplace, door wall, something like that. So right now I'm actually getting some more feedback from my vision. Whereas if you can't see yourself, you're pretty much at the mercy of your proprioception. Your brain is trying to figure out where your body is in space with no visual cues, okay? Well, I mean, you do, you see your environment, but again, it's a little different than if you're looking at yourself in the mirror. That was your timer. Okay, so how are we doing on time? Let's do one more. I wasn't gonna do it, but let's do it, okay? If you're like, oh, I'm done, Jen, be done. But this is it. We're gonna do 1 minute plank because I kind of want you to feel what that feels like. So hands are gonna be on the flat side, kind of like where our feet were. So it's an unstable surface. You can always do this, again, on the floor, on your TheraBall, anything like that. You can go down to forearms if you want, but I'm gonna be up on my hands in just a push-up plank position. That's it. Nice long line in your body. I don't want you to sag, so push your ball away. Push through your shoulders and your shoulder blades. Contract through that core. Pull your belly to your spine. My legs are squeezed together, but you can also leave them hip distance apart. So I narrowed my base of support with my feet touching. If you need more stability, take them apart. If you want to make it a little harder, feet together. Okay. Nice long neck. Do not be cranking back and looking at the side wall. You're already 40 seconds in. See, not bad. Don't look at your feet either. There you go. All right. So you made it. I'm going to get rid of my BOSU. Kind of shove it off there and let's stretch. So come on down onto your back. Let's get some rotation in that trunk. Pull those knees up, drop them off to the side. Keep that shoulder pressed back into the floor and breathe. Allow that core to relax. Belly and ribcage expand with your breath. And switch to the other side. Knees come over. Try to push that shoulder back. Keep it into the floor. You may find one side's a little stiffer than the other. That's this side for me. And then bring it in center. Bringing it around onto your stomach. Come up onto your forearms. Let's lengthen the belly, extend the back a little bit. Pull that heart through. If you need more stretch, push your hands into the floor. Come up and relax through that belly. And release that down. Then go ahead and press yourself back into a child's pose. So knees wider on the mat, feet together. Drop your butt back and your chest down. We're going to stretch through the side of that trunk that we worked. So I want you to walk your hands over to one side, opening up that rib cage. And walk it to the other side. Use your breath with it too as you inhale. Think about that expansion of that rib cage on the side you're stretching. Really inhale and lengthen, open it. And bring it in center. We're going to stretch the inner thigh. So I'm going to take it up and bring in a side lunge for that. We worked our inner thigh with straight leg. So however you want to get yourself up is fine. But get into that nice wide leg position, okay? Now, I don't care what side you go to, just go to a side. If you already feel a stretch coming through here, you're going to stay there. If you need to bring that hand down to the floor and drop down deeper into that, you can. You can play with it. You can sit it down, include a little hamstring. If you like to kind of roll in and out of that position, you make it your own. Other side, flip it over. And again, if you need to stay up, hands on the thigh, stay up there. Take it center. I'm going to roll my feet, walk them in about hip distance apart. Soften your knees, roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Head's gonna come up last. Take a deep breath. And exhale. And you guys are all done. All right, so I hope you liked it. If you've got a BOSU, again, we just did some different things on there. Not completely traditional Pilates, obviously, but lots of modifications and just, I don't know, I love the BOSU. It's super cool. It's one of those apparatus, like pieces of equipment I didn't have at home that I hunted down on Marketplace during COVID when the gyms were closed because I missed having one. So it's a really cool piece of equipment if you're not familiar with it. You can use it like a weight bench. You can balance on it, stand on it, sit on it. Obviously, all the stuff we did today. So maybe food for thought for home. You can use it like a step. So there you go. All right, let me know if you liked it. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and thanks so much for doing class today.